Hey you guys, welcome to the second video in my series on inks. Today I'll be going over a few techniques and how I personally like to use inks for drawing. If you haven't seen the first video, I cover some of the basic inking tools and supplies, a few of which I'll be using in this video, so please be sure to check it out. So before I get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'll be using reference photos from lineofaction.com for a few of my demonstrations. Line of Action is an awesome website that provides photo reference services for artists with categories ranging from animals to figure drawing. You can set your desired specifications as well as the length of time you'd like to spend on each photo, and they even offer a class mode with predetermined timed exercises. This website's been an awesome tool for my artistic growth, and I encourage you all to check it out if you're looking to strengthen your skills. I'll be sure to leave a link to the website in the description below. Now, let's get started. So, I'm pretty sure the way majority of artists get started with using inks is outlining. You can use a variety of tools for this process, but my favorite to use are fine liners. I usually start with a size 005 Micron pen and do a full outline of my pencil drawing. Once the ink is dry, I go ahead and erase the remaining pencil, leaving crisp, clean line work. This is just my personal approach to outlining, but please feel free to do whatever feels comfortable for you. Next, I go in with adding a few shadows to give the image a little dimension. Some common techniques that can be used for this stage include hatching, cross-hatching, contour hatching, and stippling. Hatching, cross-hatching, and contour hatching all utilize lines to break up space to create tonal effects. Stippling is a technique that uses small clusters of dots, also used to achieve tonal effects. The general rules for these techniques is the closer together your strokes, then the darker it'll look. All of these techniques are great for creating shadows, showing tonal variation, and creating textures in a piece. I personally use standard hatching in my work, but I have been experimenting more with using other techniques as well. At this stage, I usually just start with the main areas that I want to show shadows, and then I go back in with a slightly larger fine liner and make some of my lines bolder. So as noted in my first video, most fine liners already come in various sizes, which makes it really easy to achieve different line weights. Line weight refers to the thickness or darkness of a line and can be used to convey depth, suggest volume, and give dimension to a drawing. So at this point, I like to go in with either some different sized fine liners or my Pentel pocket brush pen, just to refine some details and add some line variety. I also love to use the brush pen to block out some areas that I'd like to have completely black, or to put in some really nice dark shadows on my drawings. Then I just add a few final details. And we're done. Now the other approach to drawing with ink that I want to make mention of is what I'm going to refer to as free drawing. And what I mean by that is going in straight with the ink to complete a drawing as opposed to putting down pencil first. I think that this is a really amazing exercise for artists to put into practice because it teaches you to be more decisive with your lines and also to kind of follow through on a piece, because A lot of times when you're drawing straight with ink, it doesn't really look all that great until you're completely done with the piece. Now, I personally like to use the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen for this, as well as regular ballpoint pens. Again, I think that it is a super valuable exercise to train you to commit to your strokes. I've also begun to start using my dip pen to free draw as well. I think that it gives you the line interest that you get from a brush pen, but with the control and precision that you can get from a fine liner. I think the lines that you get from a dip pen have really beautiful characteristics, and because of that super sharp tip of the nib, you're able to get really nice thin lines, which are amazing for those tiny details. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please check the description for a full list of supplies I used, as well as links to the first video of my ink series and to lineofaction.com. If you have any questions or tips that you would like to share, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!